Alien Romulus on Tuesday. I'm a really big fan of the director who did like Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead movie, the most recent one of those. And you know, I was really looking forward to it. I really like the franchise. I thought Prometheus and Covenant were good, especially upon like additional viewings. They got better for me. And so, but this one, I liked it. I thought it was good. It was it takes place between Alien and Aliens in the timeline. And what was cool is the technology that they use is very much out of like Alien or Alien.
Cool.
So it's kind of that retro
80s. Yeah,
it's like what they did with Blade Runner 2049. Yes. They just kept it analog or whatever.
It's very analog. Yes. The noises, the beeps, the dots, the dashes.
That makes it feel real to me.
It does. I like when they go back.
Totally added a sense of realism to it. The aliens were cool. The facehuggers were creepy as always. I thought the cast did a really good job. The music was, and I mean this in a good way, it was like disconcerting.
Yeah.
Like it kind of got to you a little bit. Cause there was times where I was like, is that the music or is that just like a sound that's actually happening?
Oh, okay.
Because there was times where I couldn't tell the difference. And again, I mean that as a positive.
Sure.
It did tread, you know, it didn't break a lot of new ground. It did tread quite a bit. I think they tried to kind of weave in or drop Easter eggs from all of the different franchises a little bit, and that might have been not the best. I mean, they could have done away or lost some of that. But yeah, if you like the Alien movies, it's probably I would say is like, you know, if I was to make a list, I'd probably put it behind, you know, you got Alien, Aliens. I'd say maybe then Prometheus and Covenant, and then this one would kind of be right around there.
Nice.
Resurrection's still at the very bottom.
Okay, I was going to ask you what your least favorite was.
Oh, Resurrection was.
I've heard 3's got a great different cut to it. Alien 3 does.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's I mean, I think it wouldn't be a different cut. It should be a totally different movie if it's like what.
I mean, it might
Fincher
be. It might be one of those where they kind of you know.
See, the thing I like on repeated, like I actually just rewatched all the Alien movies, like because I plan on going to see Romulus.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about the first one is that it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
The second one's more of an action movie.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But I always like that feel of like, kind of like you were talking about with the music and stuff like that. You know, there's always kind of like that. Is that something? Is that like a floorboard creaking, or is that the alien about to eviscerate somebody?
Yeah.
So I always kind of like that, and that's the Alien Isolation game that I was playing on my channel.
Oh shit!
Like that. That's very much like Alien 1. Like there's no like action. You have a gun, but like you might as well flush it down the toilet or something because it's not going to save you.
Did you ever play like the Alien versus Predator game?
Yes.
You could play as the alien or as the Predator or as the Colonial Marines.
Yes.
Who the fuck everyone that plays the Colonial Marines? Those guys obliterated.
These guys that are like,
but they look cool.
Dude, I always played as the alien because you could go like on the walls, on the ceiling. You could go anywhere.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. Anyway.
Where's the remake to that game? Bring that back.
I think they've done that game a few times. They remade it not too long ago. Or they did a version of it just a couple years ago.
I would say
it was like 10 years ago. I say a couple.
I would say if you like Alien 1, Alien Isolation is a good game, and if you like Alien 2, Fireteam Elite, I think is what it's called. It's like kind of a team third-person shooter kind of thing, but it's very
nice.
One of the things I did like about this movie over Prometheus and Covenant is it was very straightforward. Like Prometheus in particular is like sort of convoluted in a way where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like what is this guy doing in the beginning? What does that have to do with anything? I still couldn't tell you. I've seen the movie probably 5 or 6 times. I still really don't know what's going on. And this movie's a lot more straightforward. And again, I mean that complimentarily. Like, so if you didn't like Alien, or if you didn't like Prometheus or Covenant, just because of how convoluted they were from a storytelling perspective, this one's much different. This one is much more like Alien or Aliens that way. It's a lot simpler. Yeah. And I think that that's good. I think you want to keep those types of films simple anyway.
Right.
Sure. So yeah, again, I liked it.
Cool.
If I was to give it a rating, you know, I'd give it easily A- or a B+ or an A-.
Wow.
Nice. Well,
Very cool.
Prometheus was visually just beautiful.
Yeah,
like
it
the
was,
ship,
yeah.
you just felt like it was real, you
Yeah.
know? And yeah, the story it was weak and the characters were stupid. You know, a lot of them were like touching things like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You're a scientist. You don't
The only
just
character
grab shit.
who like had any sort of sense was like Idris Elba's character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Alien at Flicks, and you probably remember. Maybe you were working there at the time. I don't know.
Was it one of those like where they show like the fan fest or
Yeah,
whatever it was?
but I hadn't seen it. I think I don't know if I got a cup, but anyway, I hadn't seen it in a long time. Never seen it on the big screen, but just that the opening scene of everything turning on and shit, like it just all felt real. Like
I still watch those movies probably 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah,
and it's one of those where like sometimes my wife will be like, let's fall asleep and put on Aliens, and I will watch the entire goddamn thing. 3 in the morning.
Good night.
I've seen this
Good
movie
night.
100 times, and I'm just like, cannot take my eyes off it.
Yeah.
Well, and who's the Latino actress?
Vasquez?
Yeah, she's not really though. The actress is like full Irish in real life, but
You're talking about the one from Aliens?
yes. Like
she's
she
not even
is
an actress anymore. She owns like a clothing boutique or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bras. Yeah. No, but she was John Connor's stepmom.
Yep.
She's been in a lot of things,
Yeah.
but man, I remember she did an interview and when she was doing that film, she was like the most in shape she ever had been, and they got her. I don't know if she's already tan, but she fooled everybody. Like you would not think that was.
Yeah.
I don't think anyway. Still, but you couldn't do that now, of course. But anyway, great character. Great visuals, and that's one I need to revisit because I haven't seen that for a long time. The only thing I hear about the new Alien film, like people don't like, is it feels like it's a cover. Like it's kind of taking moments from other films, and it's like
there's a lot of that.
robbing
That's
it kind
They
of.
didn't really tread a lot of new ground.
Yeah.
You know, and you always have this. It's become a trope with these Aliens and even the Predator movies to a certain extent, is where something happens and then you end up with some sort of new looking hybrid type thing.
Oh sure.
And they just get more and more ridiculous looking.
Yeah.
Like the one from Alien Resurrection, I mean that shit was nightmare inducing.
Oh my god.
Like that was the best part of that movie.
Alien hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best part of that movie, but we've seen that. And then they did that with like Alien versus Predator Requiem, where they have kind of the Alien Predator hybrid.
Yeah.
And then this one at the end, you know, I guess it's a little bit of story. It has something similar to that. But it's like, man, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stop it.
That does bring it down a notch for me.
Yeah.
But it's the very end. It only lasts a couple of minutes. And I'm just like,
Well, they never brought back the Marines, right? They brought back like it was like private.
The one that survived, which was Michael Bihn's character.
Yeah.
He died
He
off
crash
screen.
landed
Yeah.
when they crash landed in 3. He died.
Well, he was supposed to be in 3.
Yeah.
And they kind of wrote it out.
They had a great setup, man.
Yeah. I think he was actually supposed to be the star of 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to be kind of the lead in that. God. The pulse rifles though that they have in it, there is a version of those in this movie, and they're pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, they're cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't recall the filmmaker right now, but he was trying to basically make a new 3, like it would ignore everything else, and he was going to bring Michael Biehn back. They actually did draw-ups of it, and it looked awesome.
I did not mind 3 as a movie. I mean, I like David. It was like David Fincher's first
Right,
film.
which
So like there was obviously
I love
a lot
him.
for him to learn, and I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, a good cast too. Charles S. Dutton.
Oh yeah.
They kind of went back more to like the horror.
Yeah, they did very much go back. Well, because they didn't have any guns or any real way of
Yeah.
defending themselves.
Right, because it's a prisoner colony or something, right?
Yeah, it was on a prison planet.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I liked it. And then
I'm just pissed that they like completely undid all of that
with
for Resurrection.
Yeah, Resurrection was garbage, especially since there were scenes on that. I was like, I've seen the Poseidon Adventure. I know exactly. How
Is
this
that the
goes.
one where they're climbing that ladder?
Winona Ryder's in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's got the guy.
It's
in
got the guy in the wheelchair,
yeah,
and he's like
hanging off. He's hanging off.
Shit!
He's hanging off of Ron Perlman's back.
Yes.
he falls into the
Kind of like in
water.
Hellboy when he had that creature on his back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that.
I did like he had all the components like on his
Oh, yeah.
wheelchair to make the gun.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of
like,
it's like-
you tried to feel bad for him as
Yeah.
he's falling into the water because that's his last scene. And
Is
he's
it-
like,
But isn't the timeline like 300-400 years in the future?
Oh,
like
yeah.
they haven't
Yeah.
come up with
They get
anything.
They get
way in the
ridiculous with it.
yeah,
Like,
it's definitely like Jason X.
I remember
bad.
her making a shot.
Yeah,
She's
Yeah,
playing
oh, yeah.
basketball. Her clone
Yeah.
was playing basketball. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she actually did the real shot.
Like Aliens takes place like 56 years
after Alien.
after Alien.
Yeah.
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 I
Then it
had-
just starts going all crazy, right?
I
Yeah.
had the timeline somewhere. I don't know what I did with it, but I had a thing in the timeline where it had the year everyone
Oh, wow.
takes place.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I had the
It's probably all
I had a
messed up
thing
now
that
because I
was
don't know
like-
if they've been really canonical, right? Too much, or they've been.
I think the only ones where it's like questionable is the Alien versus Predator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
Films.
because those all take place on like modern day.
This
Oh,
took place in
right.
like 2004,
Right.
Yeah.
2006.
So they're prequels, kind of, in a way, right?
right. But
Yeah. I don't know.
they sort of undo that with Alien Covenant, like as far as the origin of the
Yeah, and I've heard that
xenomorphs.
was the problem with Prometheus, and that like the mystery was gone. They explained where they came from and all that
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and
With Covenant.
kinda
yeah,
wish
and
they would've
Prometheus
finished
too,
that
kind of, right?
trilogy.
Prometheus
but,
is the xenomorphs that drink that fungus or whatever, and,
And
then
then
it
it-
enters the host. And
Yeah.
then he drops the glass that gets into the water stream, and then he ends up dying, but goes into the water stream, and it's
Yeah, so
next thing you know, they're all fighting
It's
each other.
kinda like- I like what they were trying to go for
yeah,
with Prometheus, but like I don't think we really needed a movie about space Jesus.
Like I said, I think
Yeah.
it was just super convoluted.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like that way, and I agree with you.
yeah.
Well, and they were going to write that actually into the movie where like it was going to be revealed that like Jesus was one of the engineers or something like that, and I was like,
That's
that's going to
bold.
piss some people off.
Well,
That's kind of like when
yeah.
they made Dracula Judas in Dracula 2000.
Yes.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, Dracula 2000.
Yes.
They revealed
Oh
that he
my
was Judas.
God.
which is why
Spoiler.
Silver kills him is because of the
Oh,
silver.
sure.
This
and-
is
Yeah.
silver. 3 pieces of
Really?
silver.
And, the,
Eh,
and
kinda
because,
interesting, but-
and that's why he doesn't like the cross, and
oh wow,
Well,
they did a.
I
that's
mean,
not
The movie
terrible.
was shitty as hell, but they did
It
a
was
fun
shit,
job.
not
but
bad,
it was
yeah.
fun.
That's not
Yeah.
terrible. No, not at all.
Ugh.
Oh God.
Yeah, the movie wasn't good, but that was funny.